UK Games Expo. I'm here with Julia from Pegasus Spiele, and you've got something which us UK players may not have seen.
Yes,
because this is a German game that is just coming to English.
Yes, I have brought you the Dwarves. It's a German game based on a novel. We've made a Kickstarter for the English version because the German version is already out since a few years.
Okay.
And yes, so do we want to show the box?
Okay, we can show the box,
so
yeah.
that you already know what you get.
So here's the attractive box.
Yes.
Now this is based on, is it a series of novels or is it just one novel?
Yes, it's a series of novels and it's, I think, the second most sold novel, fantasy novel in Germany.
Okay. So, again, something people in the UK might not have heard of, isn't it?
That could have been.
Yeah. So, obviously we've got this big, beautiful board which is taking up our entire table. Give us a basic run through of how the game works.
Yes, so you are playing together.
Okay.
Each of you can choose a character. They are over here at the side, you can see them. And you have to fulfill some of the quests. The problem is that the game is going to be played over a few rounds.
Yeah.
And each round there are some monsters coming into the land and you have to save the land. And you have to try to fulfill all of these quests. So you roll the dice and then the monsters are going to move themselves, or you roll the dice for doing your own actions.
Okay. So what kind of quests do you have to fulfill? Is it like a fetch quest? You have to go to a certain location and do a certain thing, or?
Yes, I think there are some kind of these quests as well in the game.
Okay.
It's a variety of quests, so there are different kinds.
Right. So the impression I get is you've got several gates around the board. Is that correct? So these points here are kind of gates.
Yes.
And then we've got now, because this is the German. Actually, this is the German language board.
No, it's the English one.
This is the English language one. Okay.
It's a bit like
okay,
this, but
it's
we've
early
made
demo
the English
board.
version on the actual German board, but this is the English version you'll get.
Okay. So we are looking. These cubes represent what?
These are the monsters. So I think it's ogres, it's elves, and
okay.
it's
yeah, we can see a bit of picture of them. So
some other really bad things.
Yes. Horrible gribblies of various descriptions.
Yes.
Are spilling out. So these come from these gates, am I correct?
Yes, depending on the rounds you are in. So you're going to move this big guy over here to the different rounds.
Yeah.
And depending on them, they will come through the different gates. So in the beginning, they'll come through the fifth gate.
Yeah.
And then sometimes through the first gate. So they're really coming from all of the edges of the board and going to attacking your land.
Okay, and my understanding is that's what these dice here are for. These are coloured dice which represent, so if you're really lucky, you'll get, well, nothing coming through, so you can breathe a sigh of relief, or you can be really bad and get, well, six nasties coming through. And as you can go and see, we've kind of set it up basically so they all swarm out and like an invading army. Okay.
They will just swarm over the Holy Land and destroy everything.
Okay, so I gather you can either go after a quest or try and beat back some of these invading monsters, yeah?
Yes, so you're playing cooperative, so it's good to that some may go to the tasks or the quests and some may defeat the monsters, so that everybody has something to do and everybody's doing everything a bit.
Okay, so you said that there's the German version which has been out for several years. This is the kickstarted UK version.
Yes.
But it's not just a language change, is it? There's some other changes.
No, so there are these miniatures which are new. The board is a bit bigger, so in the German version this kind of cardboard is already on this plate, so we've made this a bit bigger that the figures do fit better on the plate, on the board. And we've made another special version where the monsters are small figurines as well.
Oh, okay.
So it's the Saga edition. It's a small expansion, which we'll get as well in the UK. And yes, they will be as well little figurines, so it's great.
Okay, so you've kickstarted this, I think it was last year you ran the Kickstarter, and it was a big success, which, well done. I think that's the first Kickstarter and the only Kickstarter Pegasus Spiele has done, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And so you're going into production at the moment, or final stages of playtesting?
Well, the playtesting is over, as far as I know, and it's going to be produced the next time, so the next week, I think.
Okay,
it's going to be in production.
It's about to start the print. So when can people who haven't backed Kickstarter expect to see this available?
I think at the second half of the year.
Okay. Aiming towards Essen? Okay. So you've all...
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say you've also brought, because this isn't an expansion, is it? This one here is another game. Is that correct?
For the people who can wait playing this game,
Right.
this is a small game in the universe of the Dwarves.
Okay.
It's a two-player game. You have to play with cards and with dice. So you have to roll the dice and check if you can play the cards. There's a good card deck and a bad card deck, and you're playing against each other. So it's kind of a small expansion as well for the game. There's a small expansion in it as well, but it's a standalone game as well.
Okay, excellent.
And this will be out in a few weeks in the UK, so it's earlier than the big version of the Dwarves.
Okay, cool. And I gather all these characters are different as well. So
yes, there's some new characters. So we are having some new characters which are from the Saga edition.
Okay.
But you'll get, I think, 4 or 5 characters have to be in the normal Dwarf game because it's from 2 to 5 players.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for showing us that to us.